I've got some questions actually from the Udemy studio, so I'll start with that. It looks like Diane's dropped out there, so uh, and just move on down the line like we did last time. This one is from Hisham, and he's asking, what is your workflow for creating a course from idea to finished product? Let's say you have a technical topic. What would you include in scope and what would you leave out? And just kind of an idea of what the time spent on prepping. So, Grant, I'll have you start with that. And I'm not sure if Diane heard that, but I'll come back to her in just a moment. But why don't you go ahead and we'll have Grant start, and then we'll move back to Diane.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, obviously, it's kind of a long process, so I'll try and hit on some, not like the high points that I want to sort of focus on that I think maybe some people might miss, that might be most helpful. So first off, you're going to want to take a look at the actual marketplace of Udemy. So you don't want to just be like, oh, I have an idea, I'm just going to make the course. Like that's kind of the wrong way to go about it. Like you might have some general topic that you're very knowledgeable about. Like, for example, Phil's, like, you know, all kinds of video production and graphic design type stuff. Like, there's a million different directions to go with that, but one direction you probably should not go is just like, oh, I really want to make a course about something arbitrary, like how to animate cats, right? Like, not a good approach to go with. So instead, you want to find what currently exists on the marketplace and also what's popular, what has a lot of supply already, and what it looks like people want. Generally speaking, but also where are the gaps. So, for example, when I'm going to make make a new course for myself, I look at what are the general topics that are very successful, and actually video production tends to be one of them. Different technical topics about programming, how to make money online, different marketing things. There's a lot of different categories that are very, very, very popular and make a lot of money, but they're also pretty saturated if you try and go about them conventional ways. So what I try and do is take what I know and apply it in a way that hits one of those big circles of like very lucrative niches, but also does it in a different way. So, for example, I actually released a new course about 10 days ago, and it's kind of on the whole like start a business for yourself and travel the world type topic, which has actually been done to death in a particular way. But the way I'm doing it is actually quite different, and it kind of combines a couple different things, has a different pitch. And because of that, it's actually already doing really, really well. So you want to take that idea and make sure you apply it in the right way, and that's like a very, very, very important first step. From there, let's see, so from idea to finish, I make the content, some initial version of the content. I put it out there to my existing students. I get feedback on it. Usually they have some helpful comments. I improve it from there. I try and always apply or include applicable like tools and like case studies and things like that, like real world stuff. From there, I don't know, go through the whole launch process. Like there's a lot of different things you could talk about. But yeah, I think the main thing is to get feedback from your students to improve it, because like your first run at it, you'll probably not hit everything that you want to include. But actually, I think one of the things he said in his topic is what would he include and what would he leave out. So especially for a technical topic, I would say it really depends on the topic, but and also technical courses tend to be a bit different because, for example, there's a lot of like really in-depth, over-the-shoulder, screen-recorded programming type courses that are very, very, very long. But I'd say, you know, gear it towards a particular audience and think about like what do they know, what's their starting point. So that way you're not overwhelming them. For example, I was working with another instructor, and they're making a course, and it's learning how to program specifically by rebuilding some version of Instagram, like their kind of pitch on it, which is pretty cool. And the course is not released yet, by the way. And they sent me like their first content video, and it was fantastic. Like really well spoken, great sound quality. Like they had it really well organized, but they like went about it so fast. Like it was so intense that for me, and it was geared towards beginners. And for me, I don't know squat about programming, but they went through it. It was so intense, so quick. I got nothing out of it. I was like, whoa, I don't know anything about programming. This is too much. This is like above my head. And so you really want to relate that back to in terms of what you're going to include. You know, are you gearing something towards experts, like expert programmers who do that for a living, or are you trying to teach people how to program for the first time? And based on that, go way back and think about, how did you learn programming for the first time? Like, what would have been overwhelming to you? And from there, usually you can include less than what you're going to try and do. I find people tend to be overambitious. So yeah, those are just some different things off the top of my head.
People should teach things that they already know. So my first course on Udemy was selling on eBay. I started selling on eBay in 2006. So it's not just like coming up with an idea of something that you haven't already lived the life. You want to make sure that you've lived the life already. So applying those principles, because a lot of people are superior to you in some way. So I can learn so much things from these 4 instructors, and applying that principle, you can teach any skill to anyone, even if it's just a beginner's course. So, and people, I know in other countries, they might not even get the education that we do here. So that's just another thing, that you are superior to somebody in knowledge in some other way, even if it's just a beginner's course. So you want to make sure you've lived the life, that you can show proof that you've lived the life. And then to Grant's point, you could check Amazon Kindle, and you can see if people are already buying your course. So you can scroll down, and I know there's a section called Amazon Bestsellers Rank, and these are updated rankings of the best-selling books on Amazon. And you can see if your book's in like the top 20,000, if the course subject you're going to teach is in the top 20,000, that means you're selling at around 5 books per day or more. So you can see if there's already people buying your books in the subject you want to teach. And as for course creation, I think Udemy has a bunch of great video courses that would help you with what mic to choose, what webcam to do, and just the tools that you need in order to create a video course. And it's very low cost. Like, I have a $100 microphone, I bought a $100 webcam, and you can just kind of watch other people's courses and see the quality and kind of emulate what they're doing, whether it's like a PowerPoint presentation or just getting a green screen. You can buy a green screen for like $20 and a stand for like $30. So it's very low cost with the potential of you being able to make a lot of money.
Matt, that's a great point about looking at Amazon to find topics and to kind of predict how well it would do as a course. So I think I kind of have a balanced approach from Grant and Matt and Diane's, all their sort of approach, but to kind of dive into a little bit of the nitty-gritty of how I actually, from course idea to creation. For me, it's all about outlining, and so starting out with like a solid outline of the course, and making sure that each topic flows in the right way, and that the advanced topics, you learn from beginning to end, and then going deep and in each lesson, before you hit that record button, outlining that lesson topic or even scripting it. I think that's a good idea for beginners, because when you get on the mic for the first time, and I know I am at fault for this, and that's one of my biggest criticisms of my earlier courses, is the endless rambling, or the pauses, the ums, the ers, the sort of not knowing the direction of what I'm talking about. And so really having a solid outline is important, or going out and scripting your entire lesson and recording it as a voiceover. I've kind of done both, and I actually like doing an outline, like a solid outline, better, because scripting I feel like can tend to be a little bit robotic, and outlining I can still fluctuate my tone a little bit better, but I would say work with whatever you works for you. And the only other advice I'd give for course creation and coming up with ideas is to not be afraid of doing courses that are already out there, even if it's the same exact topic. So for example, one of my first courses, it was like my 3rd or 4th course, was about After Effects, which is a program that you use to create motion graphics and video effects. And there were already a few courses out on Udemy, and even a free course that was really in-depth and might have been more in-depth than I even wanted to go. But I had already started to sort of build up my own base of students with a couple other courses, and I decided I'm just going to create this course because I thought it was a great topic, I liked it, and I enjoyed it. And so I created it, and it's my second most successful course to date, and I have over 30 courses now. So I think you have to balance what Grant said about choosing a market or a course topic that you know potentially can make money, but also if the only reason is to make money from your courses, the product might not turn out as high as quality as if you're just picking a topic that you know you'll have fun teaching. And so that's why I teach about brewing beer and how baseball works and how to adopt a cat, because I know it's not going to make a lot of money, but it helps build the brand and people enjoy the courses and I have fun with it.